Hello guys, you're welcome to GH Libya TV. This is another edition of information or the news segment on your authentic news station here in Libya. Today, the story making the headlines. Italy urges European Union to fulfill migrant commitments with Libya. And Libya elections must be held by June 2022, said UN. Libyas Foreign Ministry calls for lifting European ban on Libya's civil aviation. These and many more stories that we have for you. Don't forget, if you're new here and you are not subscribed, please do well and subscribe. When you subscribe, don't forget to click on the notification bell to be notified anytime we upload a video or a content here. And don't forget also to share it to your friends and loved ones to be part of this community.
It's GH Libya TV. This TV is fantastic. Watch the program clearly and subscribe. All what we need from you is just click the button and subscribe. Whatever we do, you receive it. This TV station is perfect. We love you.
Welcome back. Now, the news in detail. The Italian Minister of the Interior, Luciana Lamorgese, called on the European Union to fulfill the commitment it made to Libya in terms of the migrant crisis. In a press statement, Lamorgese pointed to the indifference result from the dynamic of the ongoing conflict between the Mediterranean countries that are most exposed to flow by sea and the Nordic countries, which are often identified as a final destination by many migrants. So far, solidarity in a redistribution of migrants has not been shared, except sometimes and mainly only by some of the founding countries of the European Union, she told the Italian agency ACI. All this shows how a different approach is needed to provide appropriate responses to the structural phenomenon that will certainly not end in the coming years, Lamorgese added. She recalled that during the recent European Council meeting, leaders reached an agreement on the need to expedite action, support countries for origin and transit countries, and release all funds without further delay. In July 2021, the Italian parliament approved the government's request to finance the Libyan Coast Guard for the fifth consecutive year. This comes despite reports of torture, death, and more generally the systematic violation of the most elementary rights of migrants in Libya. Since 2017, Rome and Basel have spent about 1.1 billion euros to finance the Libyan Coast Guard and other authorities in the North African country. Notably, the International Organization for Migration (IOM) announced the rescue and return of more than 32,000 migrants to Libya during 2022, whilst 897 remain missing off the Libyan coast. Now, on election issues. On Tuesday evening, the United Nations Secretary General Special Advisor on Libya, Stephanie Williams, discussed holding the presidential elections by mid-2022. In a television interview with CNN, Williams said, "The United Nations Secretary General has sent me specifically to support the electoral process. The nearly 3 million Libyans who have registered to vote, and 2.5 million of whom collected their vote registration ID cards. And so I am backing on them. I'm supporting them. We are working with the institutions that are concerned with producing the elections to get the electoral process back on track as soon as possible. Libya has been in a state of chaos and crisis for 10 years, and all of its national institutions are facing a crisis of legitimacy, she added. Williams stressed that allowing the people to vote and democratically elect a new government is the only way out of the year of division that have plagued the country. The Libyan presidential elections must necessarily be held before the end of June of this year, Williams confirmed. This is because the political roadmap extends until June for this year, and elections must be held within this time frame. She also emphasized that the final decision will be in the hands of the Libyan people themselves, as well as noting that the United Nations plays a supportive diversity or diversary role and has nothing to do with the eligibility of candidates. The SAGs added that the Libyan who registered to vote also need to have a target on the horizon. She warned against dragging the country into a protracted political vacuum, which requires serious work to hold elections before June. Libya was supposed to hold its presidential elections on 24 December 2021 in a United Nations-led effort to drag Libya out of 8 years of conflict. The ballot was delayed indefinitely after better argument over divisive candidates and a disputed illegal frame. The parliamentary committee overseeing the elections declared holding it impossible on the scheduled date. Now, according to the IOM and the latest IOM migrant reports indicated that more than 620,000 migrants were identified in Libya, which more than 3/4 of migrants interviewed reporting limited or no access to health care services, including life emergency services, according to IOM Libya. Now, Libyas Foreign Ministry calls for lifting European ban on Libya's civil aviation. The Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs, Omar Keti, has stressed the importance of political weight and support, including technical support, to accelerate the procedures of lifting the European ban imposed on Libya's civil aviation. This came during his meeting with the head of the Civil Aviation Authority, Mustafa Ammar, during which Ammar referred to the efforts made in communicating with international airlines to rerun flights to Libya airports, in addition to launching staff training programs. The two sides agreed to conduct visits to Greece and a number of European countries to inform the aviation officials in those countries of the measures taken to provide the security and logistic appropriate environment at Libyan airports to receive international flights.
GH Libya TV.
It's GH Libya TV. This TV is fantastic. Watch the program clearly and subscribe. All what we need from you is just click the button and subscribe. Whatever we do, you receive it. This TV station is perfect. We love you.
Abusia ebema wakwa abasoronko abakwesafo nyini so se ene na edikan na ohwe ndwumade na omaka busuakuo no ho asebeye na wonso biribi a wonso beka ndwumade bi no na wakleke subscribe no so eba na wakleke adoma no so sebeye na biribi a edi ndwumade beto ha anase ye ndwumade bi a wonso ubenya bi na wonso onsa aka bi no na waye no so na wonso atumi abeka abusuakuo yi eho ebi na watwi mu nsam atwa gu bibiri a ene ye dibi ebesom wono akiri mu say the any actually Italy my more asoye a wohwe afisam so mechere the Ministry of Interior no ede abetu dwase Europe aman ahodo na ku ahodo waka ho bom se Europe man no mu aman ahodo nyina no wonhwe na wonbohye bi a wahye no wobedi so sebeye na biribia betumi akototen ede ama oman no eno chirimu am se America krabi atwamu beye se afi empimienu ene edu ensumu ene meetings ahodo bibiri na na European Union no aye se wobehwe no wabo ensuo ho ban titiro yenuan ma wofa ensuo so efiri oman Libya mu ekopi Italy man mu kwa obetumi afa so na wasia no wabo ho ban na hawo na amane a ede ebra Italy man no ene Europe man no nso no wahwe animu sadete na wose abra woye san hyehyeye no aman ahodo bibiri na no watwi wani ampo anamo asese wotu ede fa sa adwumadie ho no ade a enya ade a eso ani osi eduru ba bia ebimu eboade na nso akamia yese pe a wope na woye na mum enye nhyehyeye poten a wode ma won se wonfa na woni se adwuma yi na wodi edi na wokyeremu a afia etwa mu no sikapuduo pa na Italy man no ede bebo se adwumadie ya aka ho bi ama oman no nso ekosa ahokyere enumu osi efiriwe emfie empimienu ene edu ensum no se ohwe room ene basal nhyehyeye a waye a brebia wode ebo se adwumadie ho ene sikapuduo wayi ede ama Libya aban no se wonfa mo asoye a wohwe ensuo ho ensam mechira Libya Coast Guide no nkwana ano ebepem opepepe euro no baako achiripo baako mechira 1.1 billion euros ena wode ama Libya force be na obetumi ede abosa adwumadi ho ban na wokyiremu a afe empimienu ene adunu baako a etwamu na anu ayede nkoano. According to IOM report no enipa nko a woche won efiri nsuo no so a wo sign won achi ede won esane eba Libya no ano bepem empem aduasa mienu 32,000 migrants ena woche won ensuo so nko a wotumi esane de won eba oman Libya mu wona wotumi ekroso ye enka ho wona wawu enka ho na wokyiremu a wona asabere wayera ewo nsuo no so efiri last year no January ebepem December ya etwamu na anu nko ano ahenwotwe adiokono enson 897 ena ayera wonsuo no so a bepem na me no kase no wonhunu wona achi akwan ena wonhunu won farbai we aka ho bi ama maame ede ensam atodwa se wonhwe na enhyehye ya European Union no ede to ho se wode bebo saa ensuo so ene enipa wofa ensuo so eba oman mu nyina so no saa European Union no so ebetumi ahwe na wabo ho ban na atumi atoa so enumu no yede yani eche Libya abato ho ensem na enumu ena eno so wokyiremu am afi ena nanka waye nhyehyeye bia sa afi etwamu 2021 nanka sese Libya fo etumi eto ababosom edumienu no da na eto so adunu nan nanka woyi omampanyi na obehwe oman nyina so wo emfie beyese edumu ni a oman ehwere mampani bepemene no ayese nsem ahodo bibiri na ena ekoso we aka ho bi ama the UN special envoy kira Mami Stephanie Williams enso ede ensem bi atodwa se wo kosoa na abibremu badwaku anase amansan kubatan UN nso aye nhyehyeye se wobeboa Libya fo na wabo wonchi domi titiro nipa beyese opepepe miensa anase wona wonsa kan won voter ID card nkwano opepepe mienu achiripo enwotwe anasa chiripo enum no obehwe se wombotan ntra wode kwatwere wondi se wobeto aba no waboa ama oman na afa ne ntoma pa efra wabra wode abato ena ebeyi omampanyin na asomdwe afa ne ntema efra ewo oman mu no nso no abibire mu nkabo mu ku nso aye nhyehyeye se anamon bia wobetumi no wobetu na wode aboa se ebeye na sa adwumadi nso ebetumi akosototen ama oman no wona watwere wondi ani suade hunu se wobeto aba asomdwe mu wayi mpanimfo ama wahwe oman nso no wobetumi ahwe na wachire mu a enka wonsusuye mu no wahwe animu se bosome nsia edi yanimu de ene se enko awieye no na nka agyeobo na nka oman Libya so anya opening kase aya kire beka se president a obehwe oman ni nyina so ene mrahye badwafo na aka ho bi ama oman no state institutions ahodo a enya adwuma anase breaking nyina so no atumi asore agina ne nan so na ama oman bi ne oman edinkita ho anase owo bibia wo pese wode bo oman na wahuni papoten a wone no ebedele ewo ho na aboa ama oman so atumi afa ne ntoma pa efra eno akiri no eye Libya asoya wohwe eye wienhyen edwumadi so meche the Ministry of Aviation no enso ede adeserede ene ensembi ato eye amansan kubatan titu ne European Union no anim se enka wobeserese tabo a wode to won so se wo ma wienhyen bia eni akotene anase wone eye European countries ni bia entumi enya nkutahode eba wienhyen dwumadi mu a wode saatabo eto won so bra na entokwa ne menteme ho ase kakra ewo oman mu no wobeserese sabri die ebre asonsenka wobeyi sa nhyehyɛ ne nyina afiri ho na aka ho bi ama oman so atumi ene aman ene nkuru ahodo ne titiro eye Europe man na ahodo no so atumi edi nsawo so sebeye na wonhwe wienhyen dwumadi no so ebetumi afa ne ntema efra wokyirimu a nhyehyɛ bi esese woye no woguso a wotri ni nipa afenso security anase bambon nsam ne niema esese wode to na akwan mu sebeye na wienhyen efiri amanone ahodo nyina nkuru ahodo so eba oman mu nso no wobenya ahobambo so no nko ede ama won wienhyen ene won dwumadie nyina na ka ho bi ama oman ne so atumi akonanim na wokyiremu a woserese braso se wobeyi sa nhyehyɛ no anase sa band na yede to won so no wobetumi eyi afiri ho na aboa oman so ama atumi akọ animu ne kurakura mu no International Organization for Migration ede report to be atudwa na de wokyiremu ne se wode wani atofom ahwe ahu se beye America krani no ahoho a wo oman mu mekira de migrants nko a wo oman mu no ano ebesom eye empem ahensia adruno 620,000 migrants ena owo oman Libya mu na wokyiremu a woni bebre na atwetwe nkomo na wonkuta hodie ne nkomo twetwe ahodo mu no akyiremu a se ye kyesa enipa yi mu a emu ebupan be miensa de eyade a enyade a wonya kwan enya ayaresabia anase wapomuden ene won tenabre ne wondwumadi a wodi no eyade a enko eye kura wokyiremu a saafoi no wobesere ene amanya hodo a woboa ene anamonto ahodo a wobetumi bia no se womoa saafoi efrise bebre no a ewo mu a wona setena mu ni bebi a wobetena ene wondwumadie efa wona pomuden ho nsam ene bebi a wobeda ne dia wobedi ni eho enhyehye bebre no eyade a emmoa eno nti wonhwe na womoa sa efoi we aka ho bi ama empanimfoi asrese America kra edi animu no wobeye de wobetumi bia ade aboa de wobetumi na amanya ahodo nso aka wonso wonsam wobi ene emmoa bi a wobetumi no wonso emfamoa sebeye na wobetumi aboa saafo yinso na orofo we ne nsama ye kekambo mu na otwe awie ya yede beso so GH Libya TV kase a yede ebesom wo wonsaka dwumadi ya na wawoso ede amawunia na afei wakrake like button so na afi wode comment no so aba yada munyina ase ema mu monity awrade enhyira mo